Hi, I'm Stuart from the Norfolk Honey Company and welcome back to another of our Maisemore apiary sponsored videos for 2017. Today I've come back to our isolation apiary, which is the site that we place all of our swarms that we've collected, just to check that they are fit and healthy before we place them out into some of our other apiaries. And I wanted to check on the swarm that we collected and then placed into the Maisemore commercial poly nuke. You may recall that we collected this swarm from a large outdoor basket that was on a terrace, and it had already started building comb. We've transferred it into the nuke box here. It's been here for some time now. I have been a little bit concerned about the brood pattern. It seemed to be rather spotty, a lot of cells that were either being cleaned out by the bees or were just being left empty, so I want to check on that. And I suspect that they're probably ready to either go into a full-size hive and we can then feed them up and prepare them ready for winter, or if they're healthy I can use some of the frames to increase the size of some of the weaker colonies that we've got here at this apiary. So I'm going to get my suit on and we'll go over and take a look at this nuke. So this is our Maisemore commercial poly nuke, and we've had it here now for a few weeks, so we're going to see how well the bees are. As I say, I did think that there were one or two issues potentially with the brood, but we'll have a look. We've still got the feeder on, so we just need to ease that up. So this is the feeder and roof, and it comes complete with the feeder. You can obtain all the information about the poly equipment from the Maisemore website, and I'll put all of the links in the description below. And so they continued to build out the frames. Unfortunately, they have built out some of the frames to the point where there's not enough room for these outside frames to now be drawn out, so it looks as if they could probably do with another top up of sugar syrup. So I'll just pop that frame down in front of the hive there. I'm looking forward to using these poly hives over the winter. Not that I want to wish the time away, but I'm looking forward to seeing how they perform with bees in over the winter months. So let's have a look and see how the brood pattern is this week. So there's the queen. We've got the queen on this frame, and she's just running around in the middle here, and she's laid in all of the cells that are available to her there. But you can see on this side, whilst the brood pattern is okay, there's lots of empty cells, and this could be caused by a range of different reasons. One of the worst case scenarios would be that we have a shotgun brood pattern or a pepper pot brood pattern, which would be an indicator of American foul brood, but that's not the case here because the general condition of the brood is otherwise okay. So we'll just have a look through the colony. The bees have used propolis to gum up all the edges, and I did think that that would be an issue in terms of using a polystyrene hive, but it seems to have been okay. But generally the bees are in good health. They look in good condition. And the bees, the adult bees, are all looking really healthy. We don't appear to have any issues with adult bees. The brood generally is in a good condition. But we do just have this strange brood situation where But we do have this situation where we've got areas of brood that have these unused cells. So we'll continue to monitor this colony here in our isolation apiary, and I think we'll probably overwinter them here, and then we'll see how they are in the spring. Now, to be honest, this frame looks a lot better than some of the others. You can see that we've got fairly good areas of sealed brood, and the cappings look really healthy, so I think there isn't a major problem with these. You will sometimes find that the queen won't lay in all of the cells that run along any wires that you have, and so sometimes you get a W pattern where you have a diagonal wiring system. But generally speaking, the open brood looks fine, it's developing well, and so I'm not too concerned about this particular brood pattern. And we've got young larvae here, and that all looks very healthy as well. The bees are still out foraging, bringing in what remains of the summer nectar flow and the pollens that are available out there. But we are now, for me, here in Norfolk in the UK, we are edging towards the end of the season, and we'll have to start thinking about how much food the various colonies have and feeding them towards the end of August and into September. We're now at the end of July. We've got one rudimentary queen cup down here, and there's nothing in there. I quite like the poly nuke. It's not been any problem at all to use thus far. I find that the frames on the built-in runners are fine. We use a little bit of petroleum jelly or Vaseline on them to help the runners slide. We use a little petroleum jelly or Vaseline on the edge of the runners to help the frames slide, and that works really well. We've got some more rudimentary queen cells here, and again there's nothing in these cells. And another one here. In fact, this one does have something in it, and it would appear that they are producing a supersedure cell. Let's just turn that around. So maybe they know something about the queen that we don't, and that's just up here. And that's unlikely to be a swarm cell at this time of the year, so we'll leave that one for the bees to produce a supersedure queen, hopefully, and we'll come back in another week's time and take another look at that and see what we've got. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do think about hitting the subscribe button. We've got lots of videos to share with you, not only the Maisemore sponsored videos, but also our Getting Started series of videos for beginner beekeepers, and those come out on a Wednesday evening through this season. And then we've got our Beekeeping Basics videos which come out on a Sunday. If you've not seen our Facebook group, then please do have a look at that. We've got lots of beekeepers in there helping each other with questions, tips and techniques, and that's called Stuart's Beekeeping Basics. I'm just going to shake the bees off this one so that I can put the frame back in without doing any damage to the other bees that are around, and that just prevents rolling and trapping bees. So we'll just let those bees settle down. And finally, don't forget to take a look at our Patreon page, which is patreon.com/Norfolk Honey, and there you can help us produce lots more of these videos, and I'll put all of the information down in the description below. Okay, so we just need to clear these off. I'm quite happy with these bees now. I did think that maybe we had a problem, but looking at the brood that we've got in there, I think that's all fine. And what I will do is just top up the feeder and make sure that we've got some more sugar syrup in there for them. And then the feeder on top sits on there quite nicely. It's a nice tight fit, and that will help us get the food down into the bees nice and quickly. So that's another inspection of our small poly nuke that was supplied by Maisemore apiaries. They all now look fairly healthy, and I had a look at the other colonies in that apiary as well. They all look fairly healthy. So this is our isolation apiary where we've placed bees that we've picked up as swarms where we don't really know their origin. Thanks to Jonathan and everyone at Maisemore apiaries for their help and support in producing these videos and in supplying the equipment that we've been using. Please do take a look at all of the other videos in the playlist, and you can see the full-size commercial poly hives that we've been supplied and that we're now using throughout our apiaries, and we'll catch up next time. Thanks for watching.